Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. Well, the time for a referendum is here, or it's going to be time for multiple referenda, and that's going to be held by the newly, how should I put it, liberated Ukrainian territory, oblast. So this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda from June 7th, 2022. This is the title. Preparation for referendum announced in Melitopol after visit of Putin's envoy. Serhiy Kirienko, deputy head of the Russian president's administration, visited the city of Melitopol of Zaporizhzhia oblast, which is currently under Russian occupation. Occupation city authorities announced the preparation for the referendum. Um, and it says here the source, Halina Deniklenko, Denilchenko, the so-called, this is a Ukrainian outlet, obviously, so they would use a so-called occupiers and all that, which fits obviously their perspective on the whole situation. For them, yeah, the so-called, because they don't recognize these guys, obviously. So-called city mayor, representative of occupation authorities in Melitopol, in a video address published by Kremlin-aligned Russia's news agency, RIA News. Details. Danilchenko claimed that Krinienko visited Melitopol with a working visit and expressed his gratitude to workers of public utilities, healthcare, education, and administration of the region for the alleged peaceful life in the city and each city resident's contribution to building a new life. Blah, blah, blah. You know how these things are, right? Okay. Well, it's a quote. We, in turn, are very grateful to Russia for the help and support we get in the process of building this new life. We know that we share our future with Russia. Russia will stay here forever, and we're starting our preparation for the referendum. All right, so the guys came, they say we're gonna do a referendum. Now, let me read you something else. This comes from, refresh our memory. This comes from 1991, and it's the Kosovo independence referendum. So an independence referendum was held in Kosovo, then known as the Socialist Autonomous Province of Kosovo, between 26th and 30th of September 1991. The dissolved Provincial Assembly had declared the Republic of Kosovo a sovereign and independent state on 22nd of September 1991. Over 99% of the voters voted in favor of independence, with a turnout of 87%. The referendum was boycotted by Serbs living in the region, who comprised about 10% of the population. So you had 99%. If that would be in Russia, that would be impossible. That would be rigged this, rigged that, and so on. But in Kosovo, it was 99% taken by United Nations and documented. Okay, the Serbs did not show up, which are 10% population. So there would be about the population of African Americans / blacks in United States of America, which I think there are 12% of the population. Let's say they don't show it, vote because they feel, I don't know, something that is not right here. What do you think the mass media, I think the politicians would say about that? But we understand this. Would that be valid or invalid? You can say, well, they were invited, they can come, right? But what if you disagree with the referendum? So we have this referendum here in Kosovo, which was A-OK after the defensive alliance called NATO bombarded Yugoslavia, because Yugoslavia, quote unquote, attacked NATO alliance, and NATO alliance had to defend itself from Yugoslavia. So then they had to bomb Yugoslavia in return, retaliatory. So they intervened after they did not get the approval of United Nations Security Council, if you remember. So that's considered illegal bombardment. Nevertheless, doesn't matter. Keep on. How do you call that person who does some such thing, does an order that it's illegal to the international law? No, he was Bill Clinton, the President of the United States. He qualifies for what? And who was the Prime Minister of Great Britain? Do you remember? Well, these were the main guys over there, including the Italians. So nevertheless, it was NATO. Great defensive alliance. Great, great, great. So be careful, Sweden and Finland. What if tomorrow you have to bomb, let's say, Romania or whatever, but Romania is in NATO. Let's get something else. I don't know, some Switzerland. You have to, because Switzerland attacked you. All right, so I don't know, whatever it is. See, that's why international law is good as long as it fits some countries, some participants, interest or agenda. When it doesn't, then it doesn't. Now with this one, you can say, well, it's an occupied territory and so on. But on the other hand, you can say, yeah, but it's occupied from the oppressors, and then these guys have the right under the UN Charter to of self-determination, so they could vote. So potentially, right now in let's say in state of Michigan, a group says, okay, we want to have a self-determination within this country because this and that. Can we do that? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm just saying, this right of self-determination has limitations. Obviously, you just can't decide overnight that, oh, this neighborhood wants self-determination. You have to obviously reach some bars. Now, obviously, the Russian-speaking population, the Russians in Ukraine, they they claim that genocide was, instituted against them since 2014, when they say, well, we want autonomy, and the government, the illegal government of Ukraine, which came to power after the overthrow of a democratic elected government in Ukraine, sent the tanks, and then this guy said, yeah, okay, we'll defend ourselves. So, self-determination, and they say, oh, we don't want to. These guys are killing us. We don't want to be. That's an illegitimate government over there who overthrew a legitimate government. So do I have the right for self-determination? And now, because they can, because their brothers, quote unquote, came across the border, came in and quote unquote saved them, now they can express their free will and free desire to be independent. Freedom, right? Very Braveheart. Okay, Mel Gibson. Oh, we can't mention Mel Gibson anymore. He's a bad dude. Yes, we can mention Mel Gibson. He's great. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart. The time for referenda is coming this summer for other regions. Just pay attention. Get your popcorn and your whatever, wine, beer, whatever you drink. Not harder than that, because you're going to fall asleep before it's over. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See ya.